Hello everyone, this is Singy from the Sanctum of the Soul, and today I've got the first light tarot, and I'll be honest in saying that I hadn't heard of this deck until recently, even though it's been out since 2016. Not sure why, just never really got on my radar, and yeah. So, first things first, it is called the tarot, like first light tarot, but it isn't actually structured in um, a tarot kind of convention. Um, it has got the 22 major arcana cards, but after that, it's all this really eclectic, unique kind of structure, and I really appreciate that. Sorry about that, was getting into a more comfortable position. So anyway, let's just get to it without the usual long preamble. Um, I've gotten rid of the shrink wrap beforehand because shrink wrap just annoys me so much, and I didn't really want to do it on camera and waste everyone's time. So let's get to it. So it's got 22 measures, 22 insights, and 22 spread cards, and yeah. So it's got the 22 spread cards to eliminate the need to learn cumbersome pattern arrangements and instantly address the top issues facing people today. I don't really agree with this. I don't think that um, you know, the cumbersome pattern arrangements are particularly important in readings. They do help, of course, once you ascribe a meaning to each position, but it's not necessary. So that's addressing more of like a non-existent issue. But again, I appreciate the the sentiment. Next, 22 channeled insight cards invites you to look outside yourself, providing advice on how to make life better here on Earth. Now that I can get behind. The remaining 22 cards represent the traditional major arcana, allowing you to delve into the self and provide answers to life's tricky questions. So that does sound interesting, and I haven't really seen the cards, not even through reviews, and it's not really a popular deck to begin with. So let's just get to it. Oh, wow. So you can see that this, I'm assuming this is the guidebook. Yeah, so the guidebook is vibrant, very beautiful. But before that, on the cover, we've got a brief kind of write-up on the author, and I'm assuming the artist as well. That would be Adina Roseberry. Right, so it's just a brief background. Let's close this for a moment, and that's the guidebook. Now let's look at how, oh my goodness. Oh man, this, we've got the contents page, and oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. We've got the spreads, of course, and so these look, it's just so nostalgic. This look like your classic PowerPoint presentation kind of look, which I do love. And oh man, look at that. Oh, so beautiful. Really appreciate full color guidebooks. No, it's a bit more expensive to print, so a lot of publishers don't do that. Oh, speaking of publishers, I think this one's by Schiffer Publishing. There we go. Schiffer Publishing, yeah. So, I'm just very interested to see how exactly we're supposed to work with the 22 of each cards. So I'm trying to see if we're supposed to read them as a single deck or if we're supposed to split them up. Okay, spreads. Right, so we're not supposed to separate them. Okay then. Wow. So these are the spread cards, and we can use the spread cards as they are alone, or do we? So for meditation, I'm assuming we're using the insight cards. Okay, this is a bit more complicated than I realized. Yep. The majors, and these are the keywords. Of course, there's reverse as well. The advice, the upright. Huh. Okay. So I'm assuming that we can read them as separate decks, or we can read them as a single deck. I know I haven't got the patience to separate them just to put them back together, so I'll probably not be doing that. What's very interesting is all of these images were taken from various space agencies like NASA and ESA or ESA, the Hubble team. So all of the credits are included here, which I absolutely appreciate. And it seems that's about it. So all in all, this is a wonderful book. I appreciate the amount of effort they put into this. Yeah, so let's just get to it. And they mentioned that there was a cheat sheet kind of this thing here. And that's the majors. Alright, so these are like the quick summaries, like a literal cheat sheet. Nice, nice. Okay, that will save a lot of time unless you're looking for more insightful write-up, then feel free to look at the book. If not, then the cheat sheet should suffice. And let's get to the cards. This is exciting. So I'm very glad that the cards aren't in shrink wrap. That would be so annoying to do on camera. So here we go. The backs of the cards are very beautiful. It's this weird structured kind of, I think that's like what you see through the lens of a telescope, I guess, or a telescopic camera or something. Cardstock wise, it's not the best. It's very flimsy feeling. It's a bit on the thin side. It's not very glossy. It's your typical kind of playing card stock. So all in all, it's not fantastic. It's not going to be one of those quality cards that we've come to expect from tarot powerhouse publishers like Hay House and Blue Angel. But they will suffice, I suppose. I'm quite gentle with my cards, so it's not really an issue for me. But I know that for some people, if you're going to do all the fancy shuffles, this deck might not hold up. Yeah, let's get to it. So, You can see that there's some damage already. Okay then. Activate. So I expected that the first part would be the Major Arcana, since this is marketed as a tarot. It doesn't seem to be that way. Okay, so we've got the... That is odd. Why are the cards arranged in this? Ah, right. Okay. So I'm assuming... Okay, I've got no idea how the cards are arranged, but I would just do a quick walkthrough, or flip through rather. Can't seem to get them up. Okay. Let's do it. Activate, awakening and enlightenment. Attraction. So, I guess these don't mean anything. Yeah. Battle. Children. Code. Conspiracy. Diversity. Emotion. Energy. We've got the keywords here, which is very useful. Harmony. I'm not sure what the 1s and the 2s stand for. Oh right, it's numerology. It was on the card just now, so okay, that clears things up. Healing, karma, messages, nature. Oh, this is trippy. Portal. Power, resistance, soul identity, source. Oh, this is beautiful. Thought, vibration, well-being. Okay, so these, I've got no idea what series this is supposed to be, so let's look at that. Not the majors. Okay, so those are the insight cards. Okay, let's just set that aside. Oh yeah, I just got this new piece of appetite from Nice Lady. Just met her and I absolutely love it. It's so translucent, like transparent in a lot of their parts. Never really got attracted to appetite until recently, so well, until the day I found this actually. So it's absolutely lovely, and so yeah, shout out to, I'll include the link to her social media in my video, and the about part of the video, I can't remember. I'm having a massive brain fart right now. In the description, yes, that's the word. I'm so sorry. So we've come to the majors, and we've got the full Voyager. Aha. Right, so here we've got numerology on the inside cards, but instead of that, we've got a small kind of keyword, like an additional keyword here. I guess it's like the tropes or the tribe that each card corresponds to. Something like that. I'm not really sure about it. Full Voyager. Oh, this is beautiful. Magician. This does look magical, I won't lie. High Priestess, Perception, Empress, Development, Emperor, Order, Hierophant, Trainer, Lovers, Union. I recognize this. That's the butterfly nebula. Nebula. It's a word that I don't think I've ever pronounced in my life, so I'm sorry if that was a mispronunciation. Chariot, Drive, Strength, Telepathy, Hermit, Truth. Oh, look at that. And you've got some weird... Huh. Do those mean something? Aha, so those are the constellations. So I'm assuming those would be the astrological signs. Okay, so we've got, it starts from the Emperor, which is Aries. I'm assuming that's Aries. And they've got Taurus, the Hierophant. And that's Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and is that Virgo? I'm assuming that's Virgo. And yes, that is interesting. And you can see that that's only been, I think, six of them so far. Yep, so it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are still 6 of them somewhere in the rest of the deck. Wheel of Fortune, spinning. Lovely. I've got the next deck. Justice, and that's Libra. Hanged Man, Crossroads. I'm not quite sure how many of the images correspond, so I feel like I'm not going to be looking at the images too much. It's just the general energy of each card, and I will be relying on the keywords more than anything. Death, Scorpio, look, it's an asteroid. Temperance, Balance, and that would be Sagittarius, and that's Capricorn, the Devil, Tower, Alarm, Star, Potential, and that's of course Aquarius. Oh man, this card, I love this card. Moon, and that's Pisces. Sun, Freedom. Beautiful images. Judgment, Results, the World, Renewal, and Querent. So I'm assuming that's an additional card. Not sure what this is. Does this provide context? Does this represent someone? I'm not, like, is this supposed to be the card in the middle where you represent the whoever you're reading for, or something like that? Let me see if I can find it in the book. And that seems to be a no. Yep, doesn't seem to be any information about it. Querent. Yep, so I'm just going to assume that just means whoever is asking the questions. Very interesting card. I might take it out though, I'm not sure. Like, could you imagine having a reading and you flip that card? I'm not sure how it's... I'll probably never flip that card anyway. So, variables affecting... Aha! Yes, right. So these are cards that are the spread cards. I get it now. Okay. Let's see if I can find any kind of information at all from the book. spread cards. Here we go. So each card you lay down will add to the story. And explanation about why spreads is important. I see. Right. So you're supposed to use that to provide more context. So I think that this deck is supposed to remain separate from the other 44 cards. You're just supposed to keep them separate and then use this to overlay on the cards you've already spread, and it will tell you more about what's happening in the spread. That is very interesting concept. So of course that's the current, and that's variables affecting the issue, the past, the recent past, the near future, the future, how currencies issue, others looking in, personal message, outcome, another present card. What was it? Yeah. Why is this happening? First step. What should I do? When? Strategy. Obstacles. Positive surroundings. Who may help? Who may hurt? Wild card and wild card. Not sure what the wild cards mean. Let us consult the almighty guidebook. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is choose the ones, the spread cards that you'd like to include in your reading, and then do it. So you're not supposed to do it after, but I think I might play around with it since it's all energetic anyway. I think it might be fun to experiment with it. Wild spread card. Right, so I'm just gonna wing it. The book doesn't really say much about the spread cards, but I have realized that the spread cards look a bit different on the backs. If you look at the spread cards, it's mostly blue, and on everything else, it's okay. So on they are all different. These are the major cards, and those are the insight cards, which is very interesting. Makes me wonder if I'm supposed to separate them or put them together. But look at that, that is so beautiful. Let me just consult it one more time. Yeah, I'm just going to assume that you're supposed to combine them, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that you're supposed to combine these two, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Really doesn't make sense. I think it overcomplicates things if I'm supposed to pull cards here and then pull cards here and then pull cards there. That's just so confusing. I think it makes more sense to simply combine these two decks. But just out of, just for fun, of course now it's a segment where I do a mock, well not mock, but a proper reading for myself, just a really short one. So instead of picking the cards, I'm just going to shuffle these and pick 3 cards. So just going to ask about, for example, a job offer that I received and acted on. So let's start with this one. And it seems like there's one more card in there itching to come up and play. I think that's the one. Yep. Okay. Interesting. So that card seems to want to be up there, so that would be the past. And I'm just going to go into the majors. These are the majors. Just for the foundation of the reading. Well, this card seems to be calling. Oh, man. Yeah. First card. Oh, yeah. First card. Sorry, I had my eyes closed, so I couldn't. Second card. Oh, no. Okay, there's a card itching and I can't seem to tell where it is. There we go. And one last card. I'm sorry, I don't usually take this long, but I'm not sure why. Huh. Aha! There we go. Okay. And there's another card that's asking to be released. This one. Aha, okay. And for the insights, first card, second card, third card, yep, okay then, let's see what I've got. Can't really see anything much because I'm looking through the phone. Okay, so the first card is positive surroundings, and that's lovers, matters of the heart, choices, physical love. Okay, so that's support from people, and I have got support for the new job if I get it. Activate awakening and enlightenment, so that does. I did have to embrace new, horizons, new, more challenging, open myself to challenges when treating that job. So that is, I'm not sure what the wild card is, but it's Wheel of Fortune and Attraction. I see, so it's uncertainty, anything could happen. And you've got, I've got, so an uncertain kind of future. It depends on how well I manifest it. Seems like I'm going to have to send an email. And that would be, why is this happening? And that's because of strength, intellect, intuition, and diversity, blending. I see. So it seems like my insistence on choosing this path seems to be why this is happening, be it difficulty or otherwise, or blessings, um, and the need for blending into. So I think this is pertaining to why the current situation with the job offer is going. It's because I need to blend in. I need to diversify my abilities to be able to fulfill the requirements, I guess. That's the past. Okay. The full, I started off with nothing that is true. Then there was justice, evidence, thinking, verdicts. So I guess that's the kind of trial that I had to go through. And power, understanding, and reality. So yeah, so I guess I had to come to this realization of my own abilities, of my own limitations, and then work within that. I think, embracing my day job was quite an experience, in the sense that I wasn't really prepared for the real world. To be honest, of course, I wasn't really that prepared. I wasn't entirely sure of what was going to happen, and it was quite a leap of faith. I Yeah, suffice to say that it was way out of my comfort zone, but it did pay off, kind of. So I'm not complaining, but I guess this reading does confirm all of that, which is great, I guess. It's always nice to have validation on what you think is happening in your life. And here we go, and that's the last of it. So, time for my verdict. I am very impressed by this deck. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't. Let's just start with the one single gripe I have with this deck, is that I cannot relate the images to the card meanings. That is all I can't. That's the only thing that I can't really connect to with the deck, is the images. I really cannot for this life of me see how half of this images correspond to the card meanings. But apart from that, I do really enjoy this deck. I'm enjoying it way more than I expected. I didn't expect to like it quite this much. I kind of bought it off, because there was a promotion happening, so I decided, it looks interesting, so I just get it. And even if I don't work well with it, it's nice as a collector's item. But I think now that I've tried it out, I will be working with this deck quite a bit. It is very interesting. Yeah, it is very interesting. And the card design is absolutely beautiful. I love the minimalistic, borderless kind of look. I love the card backings. Especially these ones, the black ones. I do love them a lot. And yeah, I think I will be reading the book a bit more, just to work with it a bit better. And I think the author has put in an inordinate amount of time and effort and creativity into creating such a unique system. It's only fair to her that I try my best to understand it. So to Miss Dina Roseberry, thank you for creating this deck. I absolutely love it. Um, I think you've brought something very special to the table, and I hope that you continue um, creating wonderful works of art and spirituality in the future. Yeah, so definite recommendation. Perhaps even for beginners, I think it's not too hard to read. Don't be put off by the tarot in the name. It's not really a tarot. Um, it's true that you don't have to go through the hassle of remembering all the falsehoods, which I know puts off a lot of people, and that's why oracle decks are so popular. I get it, and I'm not really the biggest fan of the RWS system anyway. So this is a lot more comfortable for me to read with, and yeah, so definitely recommend. If it's well within your budget, please do get it. Like, I love it, and that is all, I guess, for today. Um, Shout out again to Jane for this. This is absolutely incredible. So all in all, it's been a wonderful day. It's been a wonderful week, and I will see you again. This is Singy from the Sanctum of the Soul once again. In case you just skipped to the end, which I don't blame you, honestly. But yeah, that's all for me. Definitely get this deck. See ya. Have a wonderful day, week, weekend ahead.